Hi, I'm Darren Root, Executive Editor of the CPA Practice Advisor, and we're here at the very first Thought Leader Symposium where I'm with the top 25 thought leaders in America. And particularly I'm here today with Rick Richardson, who's one of our top thought leaders. So welcome today, Rick.
Thank you very much.
You know, Rick, what I'd like for our audience to hear today, there's been such great thought going on. We've had Thomson Reuters here and Sage and CCH this morning. And they've done a masterful job of telling us what their strategies are. But you know, what I'm really interested in our listeners hearing today, Rick, from you, since you are the master, you know, what's happening in technology the next 2 years that will affect smaller accounting firms?
Well, I think really that, Darren, there's three things. If you look at it, first and foremost, we're starting to see a trend called the consumerization of the enterprise. And what I mean by that is technologies that were originally designed for the consumer are now making their way not only into the enterprise, but are actually being used now as tools from IT departments to solve business problems. Secondly, you know, it's amazing to see what mobile has done. It's now turned itself into a complete platform, whether it be a phone, a tablet, or any other device. And those devices are starting to eat into the space we've thought of for desktops. And for some people, all they really need now is this mobile platform for communication, collaboration, consumption of data. We're still always going to need our desktops for those that have heavy data usage and so forth. I don't think we're doing any tax returns on an iPhone in the near future, but that whole mobile platform issue is going to be crucial. And third, and absolutely the most important, is the cloud. I mean, it's clear that most of what every one of the vendors that talk to us here talks about is the issue of migrating what we're seeing today on the desktop or in a hosted server solution, moving that to the cloud where it becomes software as a service. When you combine the mobile platform with software as a service in the cloud, you really get to where we're going to be in the latter half of this decade.
You know, we've heard for 2 days nothing but the cloud. So, you know, if practitioners have their head in the sand on this particular issue, it's time to pull it out because our vendors are clearly focused.
Start reading, start talking to colleagues, and get informed.
Yeah. You know, I have one other question for you, Rick, before we close. You know, there's this question, and I look around the room, and everybody in the room has a laptop open. Some with Macs, you know, some with PCs. But is the iPad an addition to, or is it a replacement for, or any of these mobile sort of tablet devices?
I think it's finding its way. I don't think we really know yet. Part of the problem with any of the tablets is the keyboard. So I think once the keyboard issues are solved, maybe a little better than they are today, certainly the iPad can be just as effective a solution as a laptop. For me, when I travel now, I only travel with an iPad. And the reason for that is I can get all my email, I can get all my correspondence, everything that I need, whether it's texting or other communications, plus all my web experience directly on that platform. If I'm taking notes in a meeting, I'm not as convinced that that's the place to do it, at least on an iPad today. But that doesn't mean downstream it won't be the kind of thing we'd expect to see.
Absolutely. I'm still carrying them both, but it makes my briefcase a bit heavier. But I still find myself still relying on my MacBook Pro, you know, but I do like my iPad.
I tell you, when I go to a client's office, though, I'd much rather take an iPad to make a presentation. It comes across so much slicker, current, and I think forward-looking.
Nice wow factor. Rick, safe travels home. I really appreciate you being here, and thanks for your time today.
Okay, take care.